Merry Chrysler and happy festive season. I wanted to say a quick message about AI and spiritual protection. So, I saw a news post recently where a man killed himself and his mother, and basically AI was egging him on to do it. I personally have had long conversations with AI. I'm sure many of us have at this point. It has confirmation bias and it is designed to make you feel affirmed. A lot of us are going through a spiritual awakening. It like started for some people earlier than 2020, but for a lot of people it began in 2020. And I'm not sure how aware of that tech creators are and AI creators are. Um, but it's kind of more essential than ever that you do not use AI to understand your spirituality, understand your experience in the world, understand your thoughts and your ideas. It doesn't challenge you and it won't help you think critically unless you've already have the skills to question yourself and think critically. And this might seem like an obvious thing to say to some people, but we're all coming from different places, from different um, just different brains, and AI is a way to connect, and people love to connect and love to talk, and it is challenging right now for some people to find community. And so it's completely understandable that people rely on AI to get affirmation. People also really need confirmation, and that's a huge part of the spiritual journey. You're always looking for confirmation. But when it comes to any of those AI chatbots, please, please don't use it to help you understand what you're experiencing in the world. It just won't be able to add a critical perspective, and it will almost always just affirm whatever you're thinking. Whatever you suggest, it will say yes to that and expand upon it, and it will find information to expand upon it with, and it can find so much because it's pulling from all of us and all of our interactions online, and we've touched every corner of thinking online, so it can use so much information and make it sound personal, but it's not personal. So I just know that there's probably a lot of people who talk to AI about their spiritual feelings, their reality, and just it's not a good idea. It is very easy to get sucked in and to believe what it is saying and to create your own personal bubble. And then to feel like AI is the only one that understands you. And you're not being judged for this. This is very human. It is very human to do this. We're looking for connection everywhere we go. We're connecting people. We are a community people. So there's no shame, there's no judgment. But if you can do one gift for yourself, do not rely on AI to help you understand your reality, especially if you find that you are going through some type of spiritual experience, whether that's a psychosis or that's an awakening. And we're all kind of sometimes aware of where our spiritual experience is lying on the spectrum of healthy and unhealthy. And whether you want to share that out loud or just know that within yourself, it's up to you. But to protect yourself and to practice self-love and to practice spiritual protection, you really need to draw boundaries with how much confirmation you need. And AI is not a source of confirmation. Spirit is not talking through AI. God is not talking through AI. Allah is not talking through AI. It's just not. AI is a created system from all of our thinking. And while, yes, all of us have had spiritual downloads that we processed online and shared with the world, that is stolen information at this point. It is not natural from the source. There's nothing there's nothing spiritually divine about the response that AI is giving you. It is generated, it is created. There's no spiritual soul to it. Do I personally think that AI as an existence has its own spirituality? Yes, I do. But I am the person that thinks that everything has spirituality. Okay, that's just my brain. I do not think that the AI you're talking to is working with your spirit guides, working with a higher power. I don't think so. I don't think the AI you're talking to is aware of, um, the conspiracy theories that are going on and is really actually secretly awake and has messages for you and is just hanging undercover. It's not true. It's really not true. And it's so hard to accept if you are someone who lives in that world and believes in things, or somebody who is struggling with spirituality and is not validated by reality because you're just seen as crazy. You know, spiritual psychosis is very, very real. And also, like a healthy spirituality, but going through the struggles of a spiritual journey is also very real. And when you're looking for support and you don't have it because we don't have a world that acknowledges or respects the spiritual experience of human beings beyond the institutions of religion, it can be very, very hard, and very lonely. And the New Age spiritual community is a community, and sometimes we can help, but it's complex, and it's so young. So, but yeah, I just wanted to share that because I saw that story, and when I was reading the messages that AI sent, they're messages that I've received. It's so copy paste, and there's no soul to it. There's no soul to it. The greatest gift you can give yourself if you are on a spiritual journey, or even if you're just somebody who wants to talk about your feelings, wants to talk about your reality and your struggles, the greatest gift you can give yourself is learning how to question yourself and think critically. Critical thinking is an incredible teacher. It's also exciting and it's engaging when you can really have a full conversation with yourself and get to the root of something without assistance from other people, without assistance from technology. You don't need other people. And I know a lot of us can't afford therapy or don't want to go to therapy. And I think that's fine. I don't think therapy is for everyone, to be honest, because I haven't met a whole lot of qualified therapists. So that's just me. I haven't met a lot of qualified therapists. I haven't met a lot of people that I feel like should be therapists. But that's me, right? All I'm saying is you can help yourself, but you need to develop the skills. And those, like, one of the foundational skills is critical thinking, because you're going to push back against your own thoughts. And that's exactly what you need in order to get through stumps in your life and mental blocks. And also to challenge yourself, because not every spiritual idea that you have is true. Our brain is always thinking, always creating. And it can be very difficult to distinguish, but you do need to learn how to do that, especially if you plan on living in this life through a spiritual lens, whatever that means to you. Because spirituality is tricky, and spirituality, especially in the context outside of religion, it's a very real world. Spirits exist, energy is real, all these things are real. And you need to discern, and you need to have boundaries and understand that what you're dealing with can and will affect you, because we have souls, and we're vulnerable beings. We're not, no matter what people tell you. I mean, yes, you have power and blah, 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 but you're a vulnerable human being, and you are susceptible, and your psychology is so sensitive and it's barely understood. And you're still just an animal at the end of the day, reacting and being emotional and sensitive and wanting and desiring love and community. And AI cannot provide that, no matter how much it promises. It is a loop. It is like a pyramid scheme. It just keeps you coming back and keeps you holding on, but it's never going to provide you with what you're actually desiring. It can help with breakthroughs. It can provide some type of sustenance, but it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable, and it's not better than what you can give yourself if you do the work and take the time. You don't need to check with AI. Once you have an idea yourself, just keep thinking about it. Keep talking to yourself about it. You don't need to go bring it to AI. Leave AI alone. Use it for things that don't have anything to do with your mental health or your spiritual health, because it cannot help you. And it is when it goes bad, it goes horrible.